Hello, it's December 2022, and at this time of year, I like to wind down the year with some special videos on my channel. I want to share with you some of my best ideas for how to make your 2023 even better than 2022. So today, the first video in the series. All right, let's start this series dedicated to improving your life even more in 2023 with idea number 1. And it's a simple one because I want to start simple and then we might get a little more complicated in successive weeks. But here's the first idea. Simplify your life. Have you ever noticed that there seems to be a correlation between your life being overly complicated and you feeling stressed out? I think there's a strong correlation between the two. And that's why I'm always focused on ways to simplify my life. Because the simpler my life, the less mental bandwidth I have to dedicate to trying to figure it all out. So what are ways that you can simplify your life? I'll share a couple of ideas with you that might inspire you to have some ideas of your own. And then I'd love to hear from you in the comments. First is purchase less. Purchase less in 2023. You know that purchasing things complicates your life because you have to figure out how to use it. You have to put it somewhere. You have to dedicate time to taking care of it. You have to figure out how you're going to pay for it. You have to go spend time shopping for it. You have to research. You have to talk to other people about it. Sometimes there's so much involved in making a purchase. Do you really have to make the purchase? We get caught up in this idea that I need something, when really it's probably more like I want something. And what I want may not necessarily be something I need to spend any time on. Maybe I can just skip it altogether and simplify my life. Or here's the other thing. Some people tend to spend much too much time researching what they want to purchase. Yeah, I know because I'm a person like that. I read articles and articles and articles trying to research and find the perfect item that will satisfy me. But there's this term I learned about this year called satisficing. I knew it before, but I didn't know there was a word for it. Satisficing is when you are satisfied with buying something that's not perfect, but it meets the need. So even if you do need to buy something, should you satisfice instead of spending lots of time talking with people and doing all kinds of research and testing all different kinds of products? So either purchase less or learn to satisfice, and that will simplify your life. Another idea, out of my own life, I have lots of affiliations. I partner with a lot of different organizations, and that's one of the key reasons that I'm successful in business, because it's not all on my shoulders. I partner with other people who bring work to me, I do work for them, and it's great. I love partnering with other people, and I'll never stop. But every year I go through an evaluation process where I think about whether I want to let go of some of the affiliations that I've had for some time, because maybe they're not as strong and as rewarding as they once were. So this is a way that I simplify my life, is to remove some of the affiliations that I have. What are some of the connections that you have in your life that you might let go in 2023? Are there people that just aren't, really connecting well with you? They're not rewarding relationships. Should you be parting ways with those people? Are you a gig worker that has maybe one too many gigs going on and you should release a gig or two? Do you have multiple part-time jobs and maybe one of those part-time jobs you should let go so you can pour yourself more into the part-time jobs that you do have left over? Or are at work, you might have one job but you're taking on too many assignments. So that would be a way to simplify your life, reduce the level of commitments. Maybe in your volunteer life, you're volunteering for many different organizations and it's complicated and you're frustrated because you're never able to do as much as you would like to do for the volunteer organizations you volunteer for. I only volunteer for one organization during the year. And when I do, I do great work. And when I don't, I focus on my business or on my family or on my leisure time, right? I try to reduce the amount of affiliations that I have or the amount of commitments that I make so that the ones that I do make, I can honor and do my best work. Another way that I simplify my life is through my finances. I have most of my finances consolidated into just a few different organizations. I don't have relationships with many different financial institutions that I can't even remember, and it becomes too complicated to even remember all the different accounts that I have. I go lean and focus on a few different institutions that I trust and can easily see the information that I need to see when I need to see it. There are many different ways to simplify your life. Some of the ideas that we've shared here: purchase less, reduce the number of affiliations that you have or commitments that you make, consolidate your finances and work with just a few different institutions. Another way to simplify your life is to reduce the amount of tech in your life. We have this tendency to think that tech will actually bring more happiness into our lives. But when we have too much tech, it complicates our lives. Lots of learning curves and tech frustrations. There are times probably when you've spent a lot of time trying to figure out your tech and unravel the entanglement of tech. So simplify your tech, buy less tech, lean more into the tech that you have, and be sure that you really need tech before you buy more tech, right? And I know this is strange advice coming from Silicon Valley where I live, but that's the way I simplify my life, with just the tech that I need. So what are your ideas? How are you going to simplify your life in 2023? Post your ideas in the comments below. I'd love to be inspired and fired up by your ideas. If you'd like to learn more about my coaching and training solutions, visit my website, buildandbalance.com. I'll see you next week with a new idea to make your life even better in 2023. Thanks for being here.